time for the international community to work together.
President, thank you. Just to follow, I understand what you're saying about when you were informed about the NIE. Are you saying at no point while the rhetoric was escalating, as World War III was making it into conversation, at no point nobody from your intelligence team or your administration was saying, maybe you want to back it down a little bit?
No, nobody ever told me that. Having said, having laid that out, I still feel strongly that Iran's a danger. Nothing's changed in this NIE that says, okay, why don't we just stop worrying about it? Quite the contrary. I think the NIE makes it clear that Iran needs to be taken seriously as a threat to peace. My opinion hasn't changed. And I just explained, Jim, that if you want to avoid a really problematic situation in the Middle East, now's the time to continue to work together. That's our message to our allies, and it's an important message for them to hear. And here's the reason why. In order for a nation to develop a nuclear weapons program, they must have the materials from which to make a bomb, the know-how on how to take that material and make it explode, and a delivery system. Now, the Iranians, the most difficult aspect of developing a weapons program, or as some would say, the long pole in the tent, is enriching uranium. This is a nation, Iran is a nation that is testing ballistic missiles. And it is a nation that is trying to enrich uranium. The NIE says this is a country that had a covert nuclear weapons program, which, by the way, they have failed to disclose, even today. They have never admitted the program existed in the first place. The danger is that they can enrich, play like they got a civilian program, or have a civilian program, or claim it's a civilian program, and pass the knowledge to a covert military program. And then the danger is at some point in the future, they show up with a weapon. And my comments are, now is the time to work together to prevent that scenario from taking place. It's in our interests. Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Bush, how can you say nothing has changed? You may see it this way, but the rest of the world is going to see the lead as the fact that the nuclear weapons program was halted in 2003.
Right.
When you first saw this, weren't you angry? We didn't know about Syria. In 2005, you had the same assessment with high confidence that Iran currently is determined to develop nuclear weapons. And now, quite the opposite. How can you possibly think the rest of the world is going to continue to the degree it did to rally around you and your intelligence?
Because many in the world understand that if Iran developed a nuclear weapon, the world would be a very dangerous place. Secondly, many of the world are going to take heart in noting that it's diplomatic pressure that caused them to change their mind. And plenty of people understand that if they learn how to enrich, that knowledge can be transferred to a weapons program if Iran so chooses. And I think this is to me, it's a way for us to continue to rally our partners. That's why I'm working the phones, and Connie Rice is working the phones. All of us are calling our partners, and I appreciate many of the comments that have come out of the capitals. One thing is for certain, the NIE talks about how a carrot and stick approach can work. And this is heartening news to people who believe that on the one hand we should exert pressure, and on the other hand we should provide the Iranians a way forward. And it was working until Ahmadinejad came in. And our hope is that the Iranians will get the diplomacy back on track. Yes, ma'am.
Why should you trust this intelligence since it's different than 2005? Why should you trust this anymore?
Well, I'm without getting into sources and methods, I believe that the intelligence community has made a great discovery, and they've analyzed the discovery, and it's now part of our government policy. Toby, I apologize